It may not happen in 6 months. It may not happen in a year. It may not happen in 2 years. But at some point, my dream is going to become a reality.
Everything in you is telling you to stop, to give up. Every muscle is aching. And you're saying to yourself,
you can do it.
I can't do it. I can't do it. It's just too much to learn. I still got my full-time job. I can't do it. That's literally how I be, y'all. Like, I'll watch an inspirational video and I'll be on my P's and Q's. And then a couple of weeks later, I'll be crying, talking about something that's hard. But if you are looking for tips for success from some of the most influential people on the planet right now, including Will Smith and Taraji P. Henson, keep watching. Cheers to this open space where you're invited to be exactly who you are. Cheers to your soul, because there is never, ever, ever going to be anybody else like you, and that's your superpower. Happy Sundays. Hey, beautiful souls. Happy Sundays. Woo! I just want to say thank you so much, you guys, for supporting the first few episodes of Sundays. And if you missed it, it's in the description box below. So I have a question for you guys. When is the last time you set a goal? And when is the last time you set the goal but then you follow through with it? There's so many people, including myself, unfortunately, that we set goals but we don't follow through, y'all. Like, and for so many different reasons, there's so many things that go on in the background mentally, but that's okay. Today, we are going to get 3 tips from some of my favorite role models about how to goal crush for the remainder of 2K19, y'all, because it's about to be over. Did y'all know that? Like, for real, I checked the calendar the other day and I was like, we are more than halfway through 2K19. Okay, but let's get to the tips, y'all. Tip number 1 is know your why. Your why is why you started this journey in the first place, and it's also why you just can't let it go. And it could be so many different things. It could be family, it could be proving people wrong, and it could also be your purpose. One of my favorite motivational speakers, Nichols, has a phenomenal story about how she went from being on welfare to being only one of 2 African American women with publicly traded companies. Let's see what she has to say about purpose.
See, we're not supposed to tuck our dreams in on the pillow when we get up in the morning. We're not supposed to leave them at home and go and fulfill somebody else's dream. We're not supposed to do that. That's not what we're wired to do. That's not who we are. Your human spirit doesn't care about the economy. The human spirit doesn't care that my son's father went to prison. The human spirit doesn't care what's happened to your family. The human spirit doesn't care about the past. You may have been molested, or your family may have been broke, or you may have been betrayed, or you may have a divorce. Your human spirit doesn't care about any of that. Your human spirit simply says, what's our command for tomorrow? What do you want to create? It's not keeping score. Your brain is keeping score, because your brain is designed to keep you safe. Your soul, your intuition, your human spirit is designed to make you soar. And when you get to the edge of that stage, I want to get up right now. Can I get up right now?
Whatever you want.
Okay.
Think I'm going to tell Nichols no? Come on now.
When you get to the edge, your brain will always tell you to step back. It's always going to tell you to step back, because you can fall. Always. It's going to tell you to step back. Because before you fell, the last time you did this, you saw someone else fail. You could hurt. You could be off work. It's going to tell you. It's designed to keep you safe. So you have to be willing to play between your brain and your soul. And on some days, you got to just listen to your soul. And you got to say, I'm going to leap. I'm going to get to the edge. Most people are at the edge, and you're standing at the edge and you're watching everyone else fly. That's Pimp My Ride, Watch My Crib, all this stuff. You know, watching people's lives on Facebook. You're at the edge, watching someone else live, wondering what it's going to be like when you jump without ever jumping. And I'm just here to tell you, jump. Because only 3 things can happen. You're either going to jump and fly, or you're going to jump and fall on something soft, or you're going to fall down hard. Either way, you're going to get back up. You already know you got what it takes to get back up. Your greatest fear is not that you will fall. Your greatest fear is that you will live a full life and never fly, that you never leaped. You're not afraid of dying. You're afraid of dying before the world sees who you really are.
Tip number 2, ignore the naysayers. We have to keep in perspective that we live in a world where the majority of people are not pursuing their passion. And they live in this mindset where this is where I'm at, so this is where I have to stay. There's no other way for me. And we can't subscribe to that. And we can't allow other people to project their fears on us, because we're never going to get anywhere that way, period. So the next speaker needs no introduction, aside from the fact that she is my favorite actress. Yes, girl, she is killing it. Let's see what Taraji P. Henson has to say about hushing the naysayers.
So I moved to California with $700 in my pocket and my toddler. And I have to fight the good fight, because people are telling me I can't. You can't do this. You can't. Are you crazy? You're moving to California with your son. You'll never make it. I was 26 when I decided to come here. There's the age thing. Oh, you're too old. If you listen to people, and if you allow people to project their fears onto you, you won't live. What if I believed those people who told me that when I became pregnant in college that I wouldn't finish? I walked across that stage with my son on my hip, and I collected my degree, my diploma. I didn't hear the naysayers when they were like, you're too old to go to California. If you don't hit by 25, you're not gonna make it. I will be 46 this year. I am just touching the surface. I am just getting started.
Yes, Taraji. Tip number 3, R.I.P. Nip. It's a marathon, y'all. Y'all should have already knew that was coming. Y'all should have already knew I was gonna say that. When we think about our dreams, we typically think about them on a larger scale. We don't really think about where we're going to be tomorrow or next month. At least I don't. I'm famous for this, and I'm really working on it. We think about where we're going to be the next couple of years. And it's important for us to keep this into perspective when we're planning, because it's easy for us to get overwhelmed. Because it's like, when you think about where you're going to be in like 20 years from now, that's a huge jump from where you are right now. So the most important step right now is the baby step that's in front of us. So let's see what Will Smith has to say about pacing ourselves.
This one year, my father had his shop, and he decided for whatever reason that he wanted a new wall on the front of his shop. So he tore down probably about 16 feet high and probably about 30 feet long. He just completely tore the wall down, and my brother and I had to dig a 6-foot hole.
For the foundation.
For the foundation. And we would mix in the concrete by hand. A year and a half. We were building this wall for a year and a half. Every day after school, we would come in, mixing concrete, putting it in the hole, doing it. And it was just myself and my little brother. And I remember standing back, looking at that wall, saying, there's going to be a hole here forever. A year and a half later, we laid the final brick. And my father stood back, and he looked at me and my brother and said, now, don't y'all never tell me that you can't do something. And walked into the shop. And I learned very young, you don't try to build a wall. You don't set out to build a wall. You don't say, I'm going to build the biggest, baddest, greatest wall that's ever been built. You don't start there. You say, I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. There will not be one brick on the face of the earth that's going to be laid better than this brick that I'm going to lay in this next 10 minutes. And you do that every single day. And soon you have a wall. And soon you have a wall. And I think psychologically, the advantage that gives me over a lot of people that I have been in competition with in different situations is it's difficult to take the first step when you look how big the task is. The task is never huge to me. It's always one brick. Me too.
So those are our 3 tips for success. Know your why, ignore the naysayers, and it's a marathon, y'all. When you play it back in your head later, you have to say exactly how I said it. Let me know in the comment section below, what are some goals that you are setting right now, and how are you going to get to them? But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful Sunday, and I will see you guys next week. You better come back next week. That means you better subscribe. You better follow. I'll see y'all next week for Sunday's Willow Legacy.
For
For more episodes of Sundays with Low Legacy, follow us so you don't miss a Sun Vibe.